In my years in the therapy profession, I've met many different folks, including CPS workers. There are several types of CPS workers out there. Some are truly in it to help families. They go above and beyond, genuinely caring for children. But others might not be in the right line of work. Being a CPS worker is tough. You're dealing with people at their most vulnerable. Not everyone is cut out for it. Let's break down 5 types of CPS workers. We'll discuss their motivations, strengths, and weaknesses because their approach impacts the families they help. The first type of CPS worker is the one we all hope to encounter, the truly dedicated. These are the folks who went into this line of work because they have a genuine passion for helping children and families, the helpful CPS worker. They're the ones working overtime, digging deep to find resources, and advocating tirelessly for the families they serve. They see the good in people, even when it's buried under layers of pain and hardship. These workers understand the system's flaws and work tirelessly to navigate them, always putting the child's best interests first. They build rapport with families, listen with empathy, and offer support without judgment. They know that a helping hand and a compassionate ear can make all the difference in the world. They are the unsung heroes of the system, the ones who restore our faith in humanity. Now, the second type of CPS worker is a more complicated case. These are the ones who probably started out with the best of intentions. They, too, wanted to make a difference. But somewhere along the way, the system got to them. The burnt-out CPS worker. They've seen too much heartbreak, dealt with too much bureaucracy, and faced too many impossible situations. The weight of their caseloads, often overwhelming, has taken its toll. These workers might seem distant, jaded, or even cynical. They might be going through the emotions, lacking the energy and enthusiasm they once had. They're burned out, running on fumes. It's not that they don't care anymore, not necessarily. It's more that they've become hardened by the realities of the job. The system has worn them down, leaving them emotionally and mentally exhausted. The third type of CPS worker is, well, let's just say they're dealing with their own baggage. These are the ones who might be projecting their own unresolved trauma or personal issues onto the families they serve. They might be overly suspicious, quick to judge, or see danger where it doesn't exist. They might have difficulty separating their own experiences from the situations they encounter on the job. Now, I'm not saying these workers are bad people, not at all, but their own unhealed wounds can cloud their judgment and influence their interactions with families. They might misinterpret situations, overreact to minor issues, or struggle to see the bigger picture. This can be incredibly damaging to families already in vulnerable positions. It's like the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. The fourth type of CPS worker is the one who's just there for the paycheck. They might have taken the job because it was available or offered good benefits. These workers are just going through the motions, doing the bare minimum. They might not be invested in the work, lacking passion and drive, but in a profession impacting lives, simply going through the motions isn't enough. And finally, the fifth type of CPS worker is, unfortunately, the one who's simply in over their head. They might lack the necessary skills, training, or emotional intelligence to effectively navigate the complexities of the job. They might struggle to communicate effectively, make poor decisions, or misinterpret crucial information. These workers might be well-intentioned, but their lack of competence can have serious consequences for the families they serve. They might miss red flags, fail to recognize signs of abuse or neglect, or make decisions based on incomplete or inaccurate information. They're like ships without rudders, adrift in a sea of complex cases and challenging situations. These workers need additional support, training, and supervision to effectively do their jobs. Without it, they're more likely to make mistakes, burn out, or even cause harm. Now let me be clear about something. It's important to remember that CPS workers are operating within a system that's often flawed and overburdened. All of these types of CPS workers are likely overworked due to an unrealistic caseload and/or do not have adequate support from their supervisor or department. They're dealing with complex issues, limited resources, and a bureaucratic maze that can be overwhelming. It's no wonder that some of them burn out, become jaded, or struggle to cope. That's why it's important to recognize these challenges and work towards better support systems for those in the profession. We need to provide CPS workers with the resources, training, and support they need to do their jobs effectively and compassionately. Because at the end of the day, it's the children and families who suffer when the system fails them. Thank you for watching. If you learned something from this video, please like and subscribe. Join Heal, Play, Love University as we explore important topics relevant to emotional well-being.